put an M80 inside the mailbox and blew it up. And, with that explosion went, what was left of my self-control. I had been, abused by these guys for a long period of time. I'd never really confronted them, certainly hadn't retaliated against them to that point, but I wanted revenge now. And, growing up on a farm, I had been shooting guns since I was probably 8 years old. We had plenty of guns for hunting in the house, and I grabbed a loaded revolver and I jumped in my mother's car and I went off after them, screaming and shouting at the top of my lungs in rage at what they had been continuing to do. And I eventually caught up to them after driving at a pretty high rate of speed and cornered them on one of their farms up against a barn. And so at this point, it was, my car behind this pickup truck with my bright beams on, and there were 3 or 4 heads in the rear view window. And these guys started, climbing out of the truck and squinting back through my high beams to see who had just chased them down this long road into their farm. And what was clear to me at that moment was that they were unarmed as they got out of their truck, but they would have no way of knowing that I had a gun. And so it would be very easy to go through with what I wanted to do. And so I started to get out of the car and grab the gun and open the door. But then I had this flash of insight at the last second, very fortunately, and this insight was that the cost of getting the revenge I wanted was far more than I was willing to pay. And that is to say, obviously, if I would have to identify myself as a murderer for the rest of my life if I went and shot these guys. And I might go to jail for a very long period of time. I might be killed in the process. There's just no telling when something like that occurs. But it was just enough for me to reconsider and put the gun back down on the passenger seat and pull my leg back inside the car door and back down that road and go home.